Hey everybody, I'm Coach Theo, back for another video. Today I'm going to be talking about kickoffs, throw-ins, corner kicks, and goal kicks. These are all very important things in soccer, and they happen a lot, especially at the U8 level, because the ball is going out of bounds a lot. Kids are still learning foot control, maybe kicking the ball out of bounds on purpose. So we definitely have a lot of throw-ins and a lot of corner kicks. So I want to go through with you guys. We just learned the 1-3-1. If you haven't watched the 1-3-1 video, please watch that first and then come back to this video. But we just learned the 1-3-1 formation, and all I want to do is tell the kids where they should stand on these different situations based off of that. Okay? So, all right, let's start off with kickoffs. Okay? All right, because that's the start of the game. All right, so I'm going to put our goalie right down here. Okay, so it's our ball. Ball's in the middle. What I want on a kickoff is I want the striker on the ball in the circle, and then I want either the left or the right mid with them. So let's just put the left there. So the right will go here, the center mid will go here, and then the defense will go here. And that's our ball on a kickoff. So basically, you could put as many people in the circle as you want for a kickoff if you have the ball. So basically, all we're going to do here is the striker or the left mid's going to tap the ball, and then we're going to start going down the field. All right, we can pass it over here to right. The one thing we don't want to see happen is I don't want to see a back pass to the center, just because we could get ourselves in trouble if the other team comes down on us. So very basic. I don't think the kids will have a hard time with that at all. So the next thing I want to show is how to set up when the other team has the ball on a kickoff. So our goalie's down here, and the ball's right here with the other team. All I want is I want the striker here. I want the center mid here. I want the defense here. I want the right midfielder here, and I want the left midfielder here. So we're literally in our formation. The reason why we want to do this on a kickoff is there's not anywhere for the other team to go. So basically, once this ball gets kicked in to the other team, let's say this is the other team right here. Once that ball gets kicked in, I want the striker to run up there and start hounding them and start giving them pressure. And then if the ball's on this side, then obviously the left mid's going to give support too. But what I really need to see is, I really need to see the other players giving some trust in the players in front of them. So the center mid, if he sees the striker up there on the ball, him or her's watching their back, okay? But I think kickoffs shouldn't be very hard for us. I think that's probably the simplest thing we'll go over. So let's go into throw-ins next. Throw-ins are a little bit more tricky for kids to learn. But they can definitely learn it. So what we want on a throw-in is, so we have let's put a line through the middle of the field, okay? So the left mid is on that side of the field, the right mid is on this side of the field, right? So I want all the throw-ins to be either the left mid or the right mid. Nobody else. So that's easy to remember. It's not where I have to yell to the kids, so-and-so throw the ball in. It's just automatic. If the ball goes out of bounds on this line, left mid. If the ball goes out of bounds on this line, the right mid. Okay? So that's very simple. So now let's go through situations, okay? So the ball goes out of bounds over here this is our goalie, by the way. This is our goalie. We're trying to score up here, okay? All right, the ball goes out of bounds right here. This is the left mid. So what I want is, I always want the center mid in front of the thrower. Every time, in front of the thrower. So this is the center mid. I always want the striker upfield. So here's the striker, upfield. That's for striker. And then I always want the defense back here, making sure that the other team doesn't get the ball and go the other way. So that's the defense. The other part that kind of gets tricky at times is where does the right mid go when the left mid's throwing in? And I know it seems crazy, but they still don't want to cross that line. They can get unless they're by themselves and the ball's right there and they have to get it. I don't want them to be robots out there, but we want the right mid right there. Okay, that's the formation every single throw in when it's on the left side here. Okay, so this thrower has two really good options. They can lead the center mid a little bit right here, throw it to them, or they can throw it upfield, which is my preference. So you have two throw-in options. Right now when we play, they usually have one throw-in option because all the kids bunch up upfield basically, all right? This spreads it out. So now the defense has to make a decision, okay? They can either just all go upfield and guard this and nobody's guarding center mid, or they can put a guy there, a guy there, a guy there. So the defense really has to think through it now because we're spread out. The other thing is if we can work on teaching the throwers how to throw it a little bit further, this player here, the midfielder on the opposite side, is going to be wide open a lot. And what we'll work on in practice is seeing which kids can possibly throw that ball to that midfielder for a breakaway. That's probably a secret weapon play that we can maybe use in a game. All right, so let's go. The ball goes out of bounds over here, okay? Ball's out of bounds over here. It's our throw-in. That's our goalie. This is where we're trying to score, okay? So we're going this way. Okay, so the ball goes out of bounds here. So this is the right mid sideline. So right mid gets the throw-in. Center mid is right in front of the thrower. Center mid. And then upfield is the striker. Who's back here? Back here's the defense. And then here's the dotted line in the middle of the field. Right over here, I want the left mid. Okay? Same setup as we had over here. But it's just, I just showed you guys further down the field, okay? So the right mid can easily either throw it to the center mid or the striker. They just need to make sure if they throw it to the center mid, they want to lead them up the field. They don't want to throw it behind that center mid. Because now we might have a one-on-one situation against our defender, okay? I think it's fairly simple, but it's just going to take time for the kids to realize striker, upfield, center mid, right across, defense, back behind. I think the center mid and the striker are probably going to have the two hardest jobs remembering, and then this midfielder is going to be like, well, I'm kind of in no man's land, but they just got to kind of get used to it. Another play that'll happen once we start getting the kids used to it is throw it into the center mid. Center mid does the pass to the right midfielder if they're wide open. Same thing over here. Right midfielder throws it to center mid. Give a pass over to left mid. We're going down the field. There's probably not anybody over there. Okay? All right, so now let's do defense on a throw-in. Defense on a throw-in. Let me draw out two fields here just to make it easy. All right, defense on a throw-in. This is where kids could start getting a little bit confused and stuff like that on defense and offense. You know, it's a little bit different. So, all right, let's just say, here's our goalie down here. The ball goes out of bounds right here, okay? So what I want the striker directly across from the thrower. Directly across. Just like the center mid was on offense, I want the striker directly across from the thrower, okay? I want the left midfielder watching the upfield, because most teams throw it upfield. And then I want the center mid out here basically watching everything that's going on, okay? If the center mid can learn to step back and be in that middle of that field watching, like almost like a safety in football, there's going to be a ton of loose balls that go right here and they can take it right up the field, okay? So the center mid's kind of watching everything that's going on, okay? And then here's our dotted line in the middle of the field. I want the right mid over here, kind of across from the ball, but they're still on their side. And then obviously the defense is going to be down here, okay? So look how spread out we are. Now we can make plays, okay? Before we put this in, all of our players were right here, okay? And basically we weren't able to make a play if we stole it, okay? Because it was all bunched up. This will make us avoid bunching, okay? All right, let me show you guys on the opposite side now. All right, let's actually go downfield a little bit, okay? All right, the throw-in's right here for the other team. Here's our goalie. Same thing. I want the striker directly across from the thrower. I want the right midfielder watching the line down the field, right midfielder. I want the center midfielder right here in the middle again. The center midfielder is between the goalie and the thrower, and they're watching what's going on. You see that? And then I want the defense right here, and then dotted line in the middle. Right over here is the left midfielder. Okay? Once again, just like the offensive example though is, if we get a steal here, I bet you money that left midfielder probably doesn't have anybody on him. We get them the ball, they're going upfield, okay? That's the throw in on defense, okay? So I know it could get a little bit confusing for kids. If you're striker, on defense you're across from the ball, on offense you're above the ball. If you're left midfielder, on offense you're throwing the ball in, on defense you're up the line, okay? There's a couple different positions where they're different, so the kids are going to have to really think about it, okay? All right, let's go to corner kicks. When we're on offense, okay, and the kick-in's up here, and this is their goalie, what we're going to do is we're always, just to make it easy for the kids, we're always going to have the striker kick it in, okay? A lot of times our striker has a strong leg, and they're able to directionally kick the ball where we need it, so we're going to have the striker kick the ball, and it's easy for the kids to remember, okay? So the striker's kicking the ball, okay? And then here's the goal box, the small goal box right there, okay? So what we want is, we want the left mid right here, left mid. We want the center mid right here. We want the right mid right over here in the box, right mid, okay? Then we want, here's the halfway line. We want the defense right here, defense right there, okay? That's a kick in for us. All right, well, why are these kids in all these other areas? Why don't we just put all the kids in the box? Because we're not going to be spread out then. They can take one guy and guard 3 people. We don't want that. Now they have to put a person here, a person here, a person here. Or if they put all their people here lined up, if the striker can kick it to the center mid, now we got a goal shot, okay? Let me show you the same thing on the other side. Ball's out of bounds right, here's our goalie. Ball's out of bounds on this side here. Here's the ball. Here's the ball. Who's gonna kick it in? The striker. Who's gonna be right here? That's gonna be the right mid. Who's gonna be right here? Center mid. Who's gonna be over here, like sneaking over there by the goalie? The left mid. And then here's the middle line. Our defense is gonna be right there. Okay. Very basic. What I want the kids to do is, the striker, I want them to kick right through here, every time. Let me show you over here. I want the striker to kick right in this area, even if there's kids there. Because now we have a chance to just kick it at the goalie, okay? All right, so let me switch to defense. All right, so we're gonna do corner kicks on defense, okay? All right, here's our goal crease right here. Here's the ball. All right, on a goal kick, every kid has a position, all right? So the goalie's gonna be out here looking at the ball more towards that end of the goal, okay? That's the goalie, okay? Then right here, directly in front of the goalie, is the defense, okay? And then what I want is, I want them, let me actually move this D so it's something the way I'll put it over here. Defense and the left mid are building a wall right in front of them, left mid, okay? So we got 2 people protecting that goalie, okay? I want the center mid out here, center mid, and then I want the right mid behind the goalie, making sure if the ball somehow gets through there, the right mid kicks it back out. And then here's the middle line. I want the striker right here in front of the middle line, okay? Very basic. So defense and left mid protecting the goalie, center mid at the top of the small box, right mid behind the goalie in the small box. So now we're really protecting that goalie, and we're still kind of spread out where we can start moving downfield, okay? Let's say there's a kid on the other team right here, and there's a pass right there. This left mid is in perfect position to guard them, okay? So it works out great. All right, let's show it on the other side real quick. There's a goal kick right here. Here's our goal box. Let me get the goalie out of there. All right, goalie's gonna move over. Here's the defense right here, and right in front of the goalie. Here's the right midfielder right there. building that wall in front of the goalie. Here's the center mid right here at top of the small box. And then right behind the goalie is the left midfielder. And then here's the center line. And then right here is our striker. That's a corner kick, okay? That's a corner kick when we're on defense, okay? Corner kick on defense, okay? All we have left to look at is goal kicks, okay? All right, so a goal kick happens. So our goalie's down here. Here's the small box. The goalie's going to always put it in the middle. Okay, there's the goalie and there's the ball. Here's the ball. Okay? A goal kick, all right? What I want is, I want the center mid right here in the middle. Center mid. Left mid right there, just like we're setting up for a kickoff, guys. Right mid right here, and then striker right here, right in front of that line, okay? And then I want the defensive player actually to be right here. Defensive player right here, right there next to the goalie on the goal line, okay? Why do we want that? Let's pretend like the other team puts 3 people here and the goalie accidentally, even though I want the goalie to kick it left or right, say the goalie accidentally kicks it to them, now our defense can help the goalie out, okay? Because this is really a defensive play. You know, even though we have the ball, we're really kind of on our heels right now trying to get the ball back up the field, okay? All right, so I think that's very simple. It's just like kind of like a kickoff. The only difference is the defense is down here. Goalie always puts the ball in the middle, okay? I think everybody can probably get that. All right, so when the other team has the goal kick, all right, let's put the goal box here. The other team has the goal kick. All right, this is very, very simple, okay? Here's the big box, right there. Okay, I want we cannot go in the big box until after it's kicked. I want the striker, that's the striker, right in front of the goalie, okay? But right outside the big box. Center mid, right in the middle of the field. Left mid, over here. And then this one over here is the right mid. And then right back here is our defense. Okay? We're in our 1-3-1. Right there. Perfect. We're ready to go. So this goalie, they don't have a lot of options here. We're really covering the middle of that field. There's 3 layers here. So if this goalie kicks it to our right mid now has to pass the center mid or striker. Or they can take it themselves right to the goal. Okay? So very, very simple. The goal kick should be the simplest one for the kids to learn. I think the best way to work on these is watch the video a couple times, pause the video, and just draw a couple fields on a piece of paper. If your kid plays midfield, you know, say, all right, it's a throw-in and the ball goes out of bounds right over here. What are you supposed to do? All right. If your kid plays center mid, all right. We have a goal kick. Where should you go on this play? But honestly, if we can get the spacing right on these 4 different plays that happen, then that'll just, even if the kids aren't perfect during the game and staying in their areas, we're starting off each play in the right area. So that is going to create offense for us, and that's going to help us also stop the other team. So, well, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next video.